Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Question: why are the defending American League champions doing everything they can just to keep pace with the New York Yankees? We got an AL East arms race, folks. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. We got 73 days until pitchers and catchers, folks. Let's go! Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Happy belated Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a great one with you and your loved ones. But, real hot take, I think the day after Thanksgiving is better than the actual day. Hear me out. The fridge is full of food, no traveling, sweatpants all day long, college basketball, NFL, college football, gambling extravaganza, a tryptophan coma, and acting like a zombo. Throw on YouTube. Come right over to here, New York Minute, folks, because you know what's better than Thanksgiving and Black Friday? Thanksgiving and Black Friday with some AL East baseball talk, folks. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. And if you had your nose in some turkey, and if you had your nose in the booze on Thanksgiving Eve, and you're waking up out of the coma right now, guess what? The Toronto Blue Jays have signed Dylan Cease, 7 years, $210 million, folks, and the arms race continues. The Boston Red Sox got Sonny Gray earlier in the week. I'm breaking it down. 7 years, $210 million. That seems like a lot right now. But guess what? In 5 years, that's going to be a deal. That roughly works out to about $36 million a year. Let me compare that with one of the biggest free agents on the market right now, Cody Bellinger. He's a left fielder and a first baseman. He's going to make $36 million a year. Dylan Cease is 28 years of age. He's one of the most highly touted prospects that came out of the White Sox franchise and now the San Diego Padres. And I hear a lot of people complaining, or capping, as the kids like to call it, that he's got a 4+ ERA. First of all, his WAR, all of the numbers, walks to innings pitched, they match Fried, Skubal, and the biggest names in Major League Baseball. So what the Toronto Blue Jays did was just sneakily added to their rotation and improved their team. But Dylan Cease has good years, he has bad years. He has good years, he has bad years. But this contract is just a cope to match the New York Yankees, folks. And when I say this is an AL East arms race, that's because the New York Yankees have a 7-headed monster in the Bronx this year, folks. And everybody else in the AL East is shitting their pants thinking about going up against Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Carlos Rodón, Killer Cam Schlittler, Luis Heel, Will Warren, Clark Schmidt, and there's even a guy in the farm system, Elmer Rodriguez-Cruz, 6'11", throws heat, one of the highest touted starters in all of Major League Baseball. The Red Sox know this, the Blue Jays know this, and they're scrambling, folks. Also, you got to take into consideration, with the Toronto Blue Jays, whenever they have a player that sniffs in their own direction or has any inclination of interest in the Toronto Blue Jays, you better sweep him up real goddamn quick. Getting a guy to change countries is tough. Getting a guy to even think about moving north of the border from living in San Diego for the last 3 years, that's like going from paradise to Serbia where it's 11 degrees year-round. The people are very nice, warm, and friendly. I get it. But playing in Toronto is a different animal. But now, the AL East is a 3-headed monster, folks. This reminds me of the arms race of the early 2000s between the Red Sox and the Yankees, but now it's an arms race. It's a pitching race. Who would have thought 25 years later, now it's flip-flopped, and it used to be get as many bats as you can, the Gary Sheffields, the Manny Ramirez's, the Flying Hawaiians, and all of them, right? But now it's how many pitchers you got, how many starters you got, because you got to remember, The New York Yankees last year in the postseason, it wasn't their hitting that let them down. It wasn't Aaron Judge that let them down. It was their starting rotation, and they got tired at the end of the year. I said that Max Fried and Carlos Rodón should have missed a start, but guess what? With the pressure the Toronto Blue Jays put on the New York Yankees last year and owned them, they didn't have that luxury. So my question to Toronto Blue Jays fans are, how do you feel about the move? And what version of Dylan Cease are you going to get, guys? Because you know what? The Toronto Blue Jays need to keep pace with the New York Yankees pitching. But the trade I am not feeling, and that would be the Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox gave up 2 arms for Sonny Gray, who makes $41 million a year, is long in the tooth, and failed under the pressure and the hot lights of the Bronx when he pitched for the New York Yankees. Brian Cashman was so high on this guy. You know what? Sonny Gray is like a Frankie Montas. All the guys and the powers that be in the front offices love these kind of pitchers, but when they get to pressure, they fold like a cheap umbrella. What do you think he's going to do in Boston? Do you think it's any easier to play in Boston? Hell no. And I had a lot of people in the comments saying that the Yankee fans are tougher on the players than the Boston Red Sox fans. I don't think that's true. Because think about this. If you're a professional player and you play for the Yankees and you play in New York, first of all, the fan bases are split. You have the Mets and the Yankees. And then like a quarter of the state doesn't even give a shit about baseball. So when you walk down the street, you're not going to have your balls busted. If you do poorly in Boston, you have 5 of the surrounding states, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, half of Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, all hating your guts. And it's not like they have another baseball team like the Braves that moved out of town about 70 years ago. They don't have another team in town to split the fan base. So every time you go out in public, you're going to hear it. And they owe Sonny Gray $41 million. So my question to you, Boston Red Sox fans and everybody else listening to this, is why wouldn't they just go re-sign Lucas Giolito? I mean, it makes no sense to get Sonny Gray in for almost double the money. You had Lucas Giolito, who owns the New York Yankees. It pains me to say it, but he owns the Yankees. He can pitch in Boston, handle the pressure. He's been there before, eats innings. I think it's a no-brainer for the Boston Red Sox. So let me know in the comments below, Beantown fans, what do you feel about Sonny Gray? Because if I was you guys, I'd be worried about this. I think this is a desperate move, and for a franchise that hasn't been spending money at all, I mean, what are you guys doing? It's almost similar to the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees, is where they're getting to become cheapskates now, but when they do spend the money, they spend it terribly. They overpay, like Trent Christian's $22 million. Also, we need to talk about the strike looming in 2027. You've never seen this many guys take the qualifying offer in a free agency year ever. If the strike wasn't looming for 2027, the Yankees probably still wouldn't have Trent Grisham. And, I mean, look at all – I think even Bieber took the qualifying offer with the Toronto Blue Jays. Guys usually go out and test the free agent market, and that's what they do. Remember Pete Alonso last year. Pete Alonso is an all-time Met, home run leader now. And literally his franchise, like with Derek Jeter and Brian Cashman, when it came to free agency, said, go out and try the open market, Pete. Let's see what you get. Pete had to come back with his tail between his legs, and he had a good year last year. He plays defense like he's on rollerblades. I get it and stuff, but he is the Harmon Killebrew, as Mike Francesa would like to say, okay? He's the modern-day Harlem Killebrew. But he is. You can lock him in for 40 home runs. That right-handed power bat that he has, you're going to have to change the window policy on the car insurance across the street, and you're going to have to redo the Green Monster every year from the dents in it. So the Boston Red Sox, why haven't you got Pete Alonso yet? I mean, that is an absolute no-brainer for your franchise. Throw $43 million at that guy. Put him at first base. Let him split time between DH because Devers out the door, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. Set it and forget it. But I think that your franchise, your owners, are being cheapskates again. And I think a lot of teams also, guys, we can be impatient because we love baseball so much. It's November 28th. We got to wait for one of the big dominoes to fall. You have to wait for one of the big free agents to go, and I don't think Dylan Cease is the name. We need the trade for Scooble to go down. We need some big names to happen because then we need to see where the pieces fall. So the Yankees are the belle of the ball again in the American League East, guys. We're favorite to win the division. I still say it right now. This isn't haterade, guys. You know I'm going to give you the straight facts on this show. I think the Toronto Blue Jays are a third-place team next year. You literally wrung everything ounce of energy out of your team. The Toronto Blue Jays remind me of the New York Mets from 2 years ago. Okay, they kind of came out of nowhere, had this Cinderella story year, and when, as a fan base, I've been guilty of this too, when a team has success like that and it's out of nowhere, you're like, oh my God, we're going to be back here every single year. But now with this arms race going on in the AL East and other teams are getting better year by year. So the Toronto Blue Jays fans, it's a little bit of a warning to you guys. Don't think that you're going to get the same production out of all these guys like Clement again next year. And don't think that you're going to be able to bottle and recapture that same glory that you had in October last year. Because let's think about it, guys. The last time you had any sniff of the playoffs, it was Batista. And before that, it was in 92 when David Cone was on your team. So I'm saying, welcome to the dance. It's nice to have a three-headed monster in the AL East, but pump your brakes a little bit. Let's see if you can do this 2 years in a row. The Boston Red Sox have a good mix of youth and veterans now, but they need to stop being cheapskates. Then you have my guy, Hal Steinbrenner, the biggest cheapo out of everybody. The guy's so cheap he reuses his own condoms. The guy turned the heat off on opening day. I am not joking about this. In the seventh inning, the heat was turned off in the building. I was there to experience. I almost got frostbite from him. He goes and gives $22 million for Trent Grisham. The New York Yankees were like, hey, Trent, you want to come to the party? And they don't want him to come to the party. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll come. And you're like, shit. It's like the friend you invited out that you knew he had plans and you didn't want him to come out, but guess what? He takes you up on the offer, and that's what happened all around Major League Baseball, folks, with the qualifying offer. So the New York Yankees need to stop fucking around. They need to take their youth guys, package them up for proven veterans. I am not trying to do this youth movement with our positional players. Brian Cashman is really good at propping these guys up. Brian Cashman is really good at making these guys sound like the world beaters. But when the New York Yankees, who are the cheapos now, wouldn't spend $900,000 a year to get Spencer Jones to play center field, who just led AAA with 30 home runs last year, that means he can't play the outfield. Jasson Dominguez, we heard how he's the Martian. He's a 5-tool player. He's our future center fielder. The dude plays left field like he's blindfolded and on roller skates. So Brian Cashman is an amazing used car salesman, guys. He'll tell you the world. He'll tell you all about our prospects. But guess what? When the stock is high, and it's never going to be higher for Spencer Jones, I don't need another 6'7" right-handed Aaron Judge in the beginning of his career that strikes out 200-plus times. Can't play defense at all. This guy's only been developing 3 years out of Vanderbilt, and I say his stock is never going to be higher. The mystery, guys, that's what people pay for. Other teams, oh my God, you wave Spencer Jones in front of him, a 6'7" right-handed Aaron Judge, that's what you build him up for? Go and get veterans. Either Tatis Jr. from San Diego. Go get him. They're selling the team. We can eat that contract. That's another guy that's only going to make $36 million a year in 2030, which will be a reasonable contract by then, because who knows how much the dollar is going to be worth by then. So the New York Yankees can go out and get a guy like Kwan. I would give Jasson Dominguez up for Kwan. Heads up right now. Kwan only makes $4 million a year. The New York Yankees have been begging, pleading for a leadoff hitter, I think, since Chuck Knobloch left this team. I think it's just like the New York Knicks. They're always clamoring for a true point guard. We haven't had one since Chris Childs and Charlie Ward, okay? It's just like the New York Giants. They're always clamoring for an outside linebacker, and they can't get one. It's just like the New York Jets, folks. We're always looking for a quarterback since Joe Namath, and we're the worst franchise in all of sports. So my question is to you guys, Blue Jays fans. Are you okay with the Dylan Cease signings? Also, breaking news. I just heard this today. Blue Jays fans, listen up. New York Yankees fans, listen up. Apparently, from the executives in Major League Baseball. There was a 0 out of 6 chance the New York Yankees are going to sign Cody Bellinger. There is a 6 out of 10 chance that the New York Yankees are going to sign Kyle Tucker. So reports today are saying that Kyle Tucker and Cody Bellinger's chances of going to the Yankees and the Blue Jays have completely turned upside down and flip-flopped. Let me know what you feel about that in the comments below. Boston Red Sox fans, why haven't you signed Pete Alonso yet? Why is your team sitting on their hands? Let me know in the comments below. Also, Yankee fans, who's the first positional player you want to see on this team? Is it re-signing Cody Bellinger? Is it trading for Tatis Jr.? Is it getting Jasson Dominguez and our young guys, patching them up for some guy like Quan? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, guys, this is New York Minute Sports. I'm going to be breaking down baseball all year long, going to the World Baseball Classic and spring training. Also, Monday, it's me and Mike from Pudgy Boy Sports talking everything New York and general sports. Tuesday, Wednesday, you got me dishing the Yankees. Live show on Wednesday during the afternoon. Tuesday and Wednesday, tape shows coming out around 6 p.m. Thursday, the New York Nuts Sports Show with me and Playoff Patty. Then Friday, I got your watch along. I'm taking all of Major League Baseball's videos from Foul Territory and MLB.com, and I'm going to be watching it with you for the first time. And then Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have the college playoff football coming up soon. We're going to have the NFL playoffs coming up soon. We're going to be breaking down the draft for the New York Jets. Mendoza from Indiana. It's going to be wall to wall, and it's going to be New York Minute Sports, baby. It's New York sports for New York Nuts, or sports nuts in general. And remember, if you can't be good, you might as well be bad, baby. Bye.